I took an older 26-inch mountain bike and converted to an e-bike with a kit on the internet. The total cost was about $450, including a 14 amp hour battery. The bike is here with the kit installed, riding up a trail. So these kits are not hard to find on the internet. They can be sourced from several places. This particular one came with a cassette. As you can see here, some of them do not. It has a pedal sensor that didn't fit on my bottom bracket, but we'll get more on that later. It has brake levers with switches to disengage the motor. They may be needed in pedal assist mode. The throttle, notice this interferes with the trigger shifters. Notice the wide part of the throttle is kind of in the way for shifting. Here's a rear axle showing the flats on the axle. The washers have a little tab bent over to assist the axle from not spinning. Here's a picture of the other side. You can see the flat. In this case, I've got the washer inboard here to help center the cassette for the alignment of the gears. On my kit, the motor ran backwards when I assembled it. These motors have 6 modes of operation. One would be a locked rotor. The other would be they run in the proper direction with low torque but high current. And then finally the proper torque and current. And I said 6 modes because those 3 modes can occur in either forward or reverse. This troubleshooting flow chart helped me get the motor running correctly. In my case, I had to change a couple of the Hall effect sensors, wires in the Molex type connector, and 2 of the heavy-duty phase wires for the motor. Motor's a 3-phase brushless motor. I want to mention the manufacturer was good about communicating with me on solving the reverse motor problem, but I'd found the troubleshooting flowchart in the internet as well. I've included the URL in case you run into similar problems. The kit did come with a smooth tire for the back tire, but I changed that to a knobby tire to match the other mountain bike tires. So an overview of the thing installed. Notice that throttle does interfere with the shifter. As we come down here, I was not able to get the LCD display to work. Turns out there's a missing pin in the connector that goes to the LCD display. The display had 5 and this has got 4. The controller is able to mount to where one of the water bottles could mount. And I've got a canvas bag in the triangle to give the battery a better ride. I also have a canvas bag on the luggage rack with padding for a battery. Here is the rear axle and how they protect the wire coming out of the rear axle. They've got a little hole in there to prevent the wire from getting pinched or crimped should the bike fall over, in addition to this plastic cap. Changing the rear tire on the road would be really annoying if you had a flat. I think it's unlikely you'd have enough tools and tie wraps with you. In general, I use the battery holder in the center of the bike. It seems to have about a 30-mile range, and this is in Pennsylvania where we've got some good hills with me doing pedal assist. Probably more than that. I've gone as much as 30 and had the battery still have perhaps 20% of the charge left when I get back. Here's a rear battery holder. I just want to show you what the battery looks like. So this is a 14 amp hour battery, and I just want to point out that it's roughly 124 cubic inches or 2,000 cubic centimeters. So if you get batteries, or if you see a battery advertised with a higher amount of energy content per unit volume, it's likely to be a fraudulent battery. I did have that problem. I was able to return it or get credit, so it didn't matter. But I think the battery was actually about 5 amp hours, and it was advertised as being much higher than that. Knobby tires do make a fair amount of noise on the road, but the bike is a lot of fun, and it goes rather quickly. One thing I should mention, and that is braking. Not only does eBike add the weight, but the motor acts like a rather large flywheel. And the original bike was designed to stop with just the person and not this extra inertia of the motor spinning. So the stopping distance is noticeably longer. However, it's not horrible. You do get used to it. but it is a noticeable difference from the bicycle as a pedal-only bike.